Hello collective, welcome to the channel. It is December 11th, 2025, and I'm back with a check-in, a planetary check-in. Let us check with Spirit, Divine, Holy Spirit, to see where we are at with this shift. Thanks for being here, everybody. I hope the day is treating you kindly. Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. What's going on with the planetary shift, please, Spirit? What can the collective expect? Please and thank you. Got the Hierophant here. Disconnecting, folks. Binding people. These third party of three. Divorcing them out of the energy. For the history, for what they have done to the star, the sacrificing of the star. So those people who have been sacrificing the star are in trouble, but with God. You, the Empress, they sacrificed the Empress and she survived, maintained control. She's protected. Planning for the future and what they're going to do with this Ten of Pentacles. This devil, the wheel is turning on this devil. They're in a tower. Because of the theft and the abuse of the history. Revealed truthfully by the loving cup of a Queen of Swords. Yeah, well. All right. That's a nice way to begin. Let's see where that goes. Alrighty then. So in the central energy, what do we got? Spirit, please tell us, what do we got in the central energy for the collective story time? Tower. The tower hits. Somebody's in a tower. A sudden change. In the challenge position. Well, it came out and it kind of flipped into the reverse. The moon in the reverse. So, excuse me, what was hidden is no longer hidden. They may have misinterpreted something. Gotten something confused. They might not know why. Why is this happening? In the subconscious, well, the Empress. They're thinking about the Empress. She's protected. They tried to sacrifice the Empress. These powers of three. In the recent past, Ace of Pentacles, abundance, a new financial opportunity, a cycle has begun, a new abundant cycle has begun, intentions and expectations. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Maternal instinct. You're supporting what? You're supporting financially. You're being charitable. You may be supporting financially. That's what some time ago I heard. The Empress has the money. She's providing financially, being very charitable to these folks who are in the territory in the near future. The wheel turns. Wheel of Fortune. The lens is being looked through. Three of Swords. A divorce. somebody's disloyal. Somebody's suffering a heartbreak in the environment. Page of Pentacles. Again, new beginnings. Could be a new job, new knowledge, new manifestation. Hopes and fears. Five of Swords. Abusive relationships. Conflict. So somebody wants to, we'll find out. In the outgoing energy, the Chariot. The Chariot, you're moving away from that. You've got a victory here. Star. The Star is victorious. You're moving away from that. And you are letting go of the conflict, of the history. Anybody who has fought with you in the history, you're letting go of them. Anybody who ganged up on you and tried to hurt you, you're letting them go. And they're rushing in, thinking fast. It could be that you are on a mission for potential beginnings. Could be that you're very ambitious here with this new beginning. We've got the King of Wands and the High Priestess delivering justice. And we got a Ten of Cups here. Divine love. Delivering justice on behalf of divine love. New love is here. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on. I think I'm just going to pull from our newer decks. See what we got. So somebody's in a tower. Chaos is everywhere. The secrets are out. Something that was hidden is no longer hidden. There's no illusions. The illusions are cracked wide open. They're in a tower. They're confused. They're thinking about this Empress. She survived their brutality. They're getting divorced out of her energy. They really needed to trap her. They're in a tower. They're in a tower. They're chewing over what they've done. They're remembering what they've done. They're being released because of what they have done. There's no illusions. There's nothing hidden. The moon is in the reverse. They're confused. They're confused. You're no longer hidden. You're out here singing your soul song. You're recognized. You're seen. You're not hidden. You're the Empress. And because you are seen and witnessed, noticed, yeah. So look, we got hope. Hope. The Empress has a hope. The Empress has hope. She's getting a wish come true. She's getting a wish come true. Ace of Pentacles. A cycle has begun. A new cycle has begun. It is protected. Hidden truth. Ace of Pentacles, you have an abundance of hidden truth, treasure. Tip of the iceberg, hidden things, secret treasure. There could be like ancient hidden treasure under the water, like a whole civilization that perhaps in a previous lifetime you were a part of. Yep. So a new cycle is beginning for the hidden truth. The hidden truth. You've ascended. You've ascended beyond toxic addictions. You're a, look, crown. You're getting your crown. Because you ascended through obsessions, addictions, toxic attachments. You have been transformed. You're, look, a miracle, a dream come true. That's excellent. Well, I'm going to put that back in the deck because, no, I'm not. I'm going to leave it right there. You got your Ace of Pentacles because you've got the, this is the tip of the iceberg. You have ascended, leveled up, been promoted. You've received a crown. You're the master. Top level, top tier. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here. You've got security. You've got you, providing financially, commitment, oath, Queen of Pentacles, a working parent, security, commitment, a pledge, a promise, reliable, practical and nurturing, committed to turning the wheel, to ending this cycle, to bringing it to a close. It's so weird hearing these invisible men say, she advertises herself, when the only one who ever thinks like that is a being that wants to sabotage somebody. Wild to me. Living life and just being is not advertising self. It's actually just living, you know, and not making decisions based in fear. It's making decisions based in hope. Singing the soul song, never stopping. There's no anxiety or fear here. You're singing, you're singing loud, and you are singing your wish into the environment. And again, we've got miracle. Miracle. You're getting a wish come true. Queen of Pentacles is very devoted. She's in a commitment. There's a crown here. Somebody's committed to protecting security. Somebody's committed to protecting, offering security to the crown. The Empress is here. She's been revealed. The hidden truth. The hidden truth. We got the Three of Swords. There's a divorce. Whoever's in this tower is getting cut out. The Mirror. There's a divorce of the Mirror. So anybody who's in a marriage with a karmic mirror, mimicking perhaps a true divine person, they may be getting divorced out. They got to get out of the territory. We can't have any frauds, you know, in the upper dimensional spaces that actually didn't get initiated or graduate into that space. They actually just hijacked somebody else's life and piggybacked in. So there's a divorce. They're getting cut out. There's a heartbreak. They're confused. the mirrors. We've got the Page of Pentacles here in the environment. Finances. Finances. Page of Pentacles gets a new financial opportunity. We've got the Five of Swords here. Competition, defeat. Sixth sense. So the younger here may have a sixth sense regarding the theft and the bully. This page may have a sixth sense regarding the Five of Swords thief. So it could be that this page has an opportunity. They've developed this skill regarding gold diggers, the energy of a gold digger perhaps. They have a very good sense about that. We've got the Chariot here, a victory and a moving forward with the Star, with the rejuvenation, with the healing, with the miraculous recovery. The apple. The apple that they were not supposed to eat. These guys have been consuming the apples from God's family tree for centuries. They thought that they had exterminated all of the children. They're finding out otherwise. After everything they did. So you've been reconciled, and there's going to be, oh my gosh. What in the heck? What do you got going on? The Chariot here, forward movement for this beautiful golden healer, this royal divine one, wearing a crown here, ascended. You've been elevated. You've been claimed, it looks to me, by God. You've went into the depths, like into this stuff that's buried under miles and miles of water. Nobody ever seen it for like cycles, because this is from a story time long ago that nobody ever freaking talks about. Why is nobody ever including this kind of stuff in the history lesson? I don't know. Okay? But you've ascended. The apple is here. We've got the Star. There's a rebirth, a healing. There's a healing for the apple. A healing for the daughters and sons of Eden. Okay? We've got reconciled. I really feel it's the daughters, because that's what they said. They said the daughters of Eden. We were like trapped here with this invasive species that had been pulling life out of the womb and consuming the life coming from it. We've got reconciled here. There could be an encounter in divine timing for this apple. You're the key. Rolling the dice. You're the key. Rolling the dice. Taking a chance. You're the key. You're the one who has the records regarding what has been happening in the home, in the Eden, in the garden of, regarding drinks, these taboo relationships. You know, these people that aren't, these interspecies, you know, these weird genetic experiments with the womb of the mother, wasn't supposed to happen. Toxicity. There's a change. It could be that you were transformed by the bondage and torment that they put on you. You became something new. And now you got these third-party hoe bags missing you. These uninvited guests missing you. Divine intervention is balancing the scales. That's you. That's you, Empress. You have. So you were resurrected because God saw you shining down there in that deep, dark hellhole. And he's like, whoa, what's going on? So he decided to pull you up, resurrect you, lead you into an ascension, and crown you. And now you've got this beautiful protector. Committed, devoted. Yeah, there's reconciliation. The apple is reconciled with the tree of life. these jackwagons been eating from. Divine timing. You know, because these apples, they are life. They're the stars. They have the eternal rejuvenation, right? The healer, the wellspring of eternal youth. They've been, you know, there's some kind of stories about that, you know, regarding women being the eternal youth, but they don't really talk about it a whole lot. They just kind of venerate it and then leave it be because they don't want to give the woman too much credit, you know? So they mention it, but then they just say, oh, that was long, long ago. But no, it's every single freaking one of you with a womb. You carry the power of that womb space. Yeah, closing the cycle. Closing the cycle. Closing the love-hate cycle. Huh. Yeah. We're closing the gate where people bump heads and then get your spiritual gifts. You know, they're ashamed. They're ashamed of what they have done here. Now, you know how like when you get your iPhone or whatever, say you have two, and you put them right next to each other, and it's like, and then all of a sudden everything one has on it is on the other one. That's kind of like what these guys have been doing with these weird Wi-Fi transference of sin and, you know, dharma and karma. It's like they've been doing all this weird magical stuff with this weird kind of, you know, copy-paste stuff. The biological, organic memories. So they're in a tower. They're in some chaos. They're remembering what they did. They're remembering chew. We got chew. They're in a tower, perhaps, because they chewed. They ate the apple. They chewed on the apple. Their side hustle was sacrificing the apples of God's eye. Those family members from God's tree. That fruit they were not supposed to eat. We've got the moon in the reverse. You are seen clearly. You're singing your soul song. Maybe praying. It prays. They were eating on you. But you singing your song, you know, it's something about, you know, when we speak or we have a thought, it's like there's no such thing as time and space. It's like, boom. It's like right there. You think about, you know, Neptune or whatever, boom, the thoughts are there. You know, you think about the outer limits of the universe, boom, your thoughts there. You're singing your song from your soul. You've got your vibratory stuff going on. You've got the frequency that you're in alignment with, happiness, joy, love, all that. And you're just blasting it out there and you're like singing at the top of your lungs. It's like you are not hidden. You're not hidden. And you're not afraid. The Empress never gave up hope. I heard somebody say that she had the hope of a mustard seed. Sex addiction. So you're singing. You're not afraid. You're here singing. It could be that somebody with a sex addiction was trying to pretend to be you. Somebody's addicted to soul. Well, whoever's in a tower now, they're remembering this side hustle. You know, they have a sex addiction and you wanted to add value to your soul. You know, they're in a tower. The Empress never gave up hope. She's getting a miracle, a wish come true. Yeah. These ones have been eating it. That's why it's all this wham bam thank you ma'am. They're addicted. That's how they've been harvesting energy off of stars, you know, and that's what they didn't want to. They think of you like sugar and barf. They're really drawn to it. They want to feed on it, but if they get too much of it, they want to throw up, you know? So it's just very much incompatible. It's just very much incompatible. You know, they have to defile it in order to digest it because they're just too low vibrational. See, you're out here singing a freaking soul song. You're out here singing your song. And you've got this side hustle out here just having sex all over the damn place. And it could be, I don't know, whatever. We're going to have to figure it out. You're thinking about your soul and somebody else is thinking about their root chakra. You know, and again, too, this is a performer. This could be a singer, a songwriter, a performer that's addicted to harvesting sex as a side hustle. Yeah, there could be an actual performer, a songstress, who's been out there as a side hustle, having sex with folks. As you. But you, what? You're seen. You've got this song. You're out there singing your song, and there's a sex addict out there wearing your face. A side hustle. They're in a tower. Miss you. Goodbye. The Empress is here. She never gave up hope. There is goodbye. Somebody misses this Empress. Goodbye. She never gave up hope. It's goodbye. Somebody misses you. Ooh. Well, it's love-hate, though. It's a love-hate, man. You know, they want to tap into your spiritual gifts. They want to bump heads and receive your downloads. Receive the downloads of Divine Masculine. That's what they do, sex addicts. So they bump heads, and like the iPhones, they just automatically like copy paste. It's like whatever they get from download from your energy. It's like whatever you got in your thing, they download it or upload it with that intimate encounter, apparently. So there's goodbye, because there's a tower for those who were doing that, capturing your data by having reckless sex. And then they were selling that data for money. It's exactly what they were doing. They were downloading your data, your internal data from your device, your organic flesh temple housing spirit and soul. With this reckless sex, they were coming forward and downloading that data and then selling it. This could be an entertainer. You are in your Ace of Pentacles here, the hidden truth. There's ascending. So you have ascended with the hidden truth. You could have been one of these, like you could have been royalty in one of these underwater places. You definitely are. You've got ascension and you've got crown. So it's like whatever cycle this was that caused these magnificent structures to be buried under the water, it's like you were trapped here and kind of went through this recycling thing with these jackwagons that have been harvesting you and doing all that. So you're royalty from a lifetime, from one of these places that's under the water. You're royalty from one of those places under the water. You've been discovered and you've been ascended. God crowned you. He lifted you up and crowned you. And now you've got your own personal devoted security team, it looks like. Queen of Pentacles offering security. We've got commitment. Your warrior is committed to you. Oh my goodness. Mirroring. 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 You're sharing the same energy. It's like whatever happens to you, whatever these jackwagons try to do to you, is picked up on, because you are mirroring each other. So whatever you experience, they know what's happening. You finally got yourself a proper mirror. Wheel of Fortune turns. You're getting your dreams come true. You're the queen bee. You're the queen bee. Empress, you never gave up hope. This is goodbye. It could be that divine masculine is saying goodbye to this person with a sex addiction that's been harvesting his energy and selling it as a side hustle. Maybe divine masculine is saying goodbye to these women who've been out there having reckless sex and harvesting them and tapping into their divine intellectual property and downloading it with all of these different sexual encounters. The mirror. The mirror. So there's a divorce for the mirror. There's goodbye. Divine masculine is done with the mirror. They can see very clearly who this empress is. So this divine masculine is like, he's not dealing with sex addicted Uber Eats, collecting data from his original organic temple housing spirit and soul, this divine sun essence. They've been harvesting it off of the divine masculine, and that's why the divine masculine's been so screwed up, man. You know, I mean, I suppose it's a little easier for the feminine to be celibate than it is the masculine. These sex-addicted women, they really sucked them all in, apparently. They really had a good time with that. It was real easy. All they had to do was wear form-fitting clothes and smell good and be in that romantic energy all the time. I don't know, man. I don't know. Massive regrets. There's the divorce out. Page of Pentacles. Financial opportunity. Successful fortune coming into some finances, or they have knowledge of finances. They've developed a new skill regarding those who have money problems and are seeking to gain stability through somebody else's wallet. Married. Firestorm. Karma, Dharma. Karma, drama. So we've got a Page of Pentacles looking for a financial opportunity. They got money problems. They got married for money, and now they're in a firestorm, a mental breakdown. It was trickery. It was abusive relationships. And now we've got intuition, sixth sense. They married for money, and or those pages who have money problems and they just married some beautiful woman for money while thinking about abusing her. Yeah, they're getting karma. They're in a firestorm right now. They're in a firestorm because of their trickery, their illusion casting, creating some kind of fairy tale, sucking in a divine feminine just to hurt her and take what she has created in her life because they're too damn lazy to build anything. The only thing they can do is go F somebody. Swing! That's why they need these freaking ED pills, erectile dysfunction pills, because that's all they got, man, is swing, swing. Oh my God, my swing's not working. I better pop a pill, go have, sex with somebody 40 years younger than me or whatever. Freaking old farts. So you're in your chariot here, star. You are the apple that was not supposed to be eaten. You were from the tree of this particular tribe of God. The sun shines in you. Your royalty. And you got these nasty jacks out here spinning fairy tales, marrying people for money. Memories. So the Empress is here. She never gave up hope. She's getting her wish. This divine masculine is saying goodbye to the sex-addicted karmic feminines. There's the memories. There could be memories. Somebody may be remembering you from the time that you were together here. You've been ascended. You are committed. So this is a long time ago. This is a civilization that was buried under the water. You were royalty in that time, and these disgusting people have been feeding on your sex, on your passion energy, on your divine Empress energy, and they've been dressing up, pretending like they're you. They've been siphoned. Yeah, look at karmic ties are running because they're not actually an apple. They're not from that family tree. Some spiritual person who wanted to stay single is now having an ego death, and they may try to contact you. They may try to send you some kind of love messages because they're effed up over you. This psycho was wishing for you, or it could be that you're getting your wish, and now this psycho refuses to let go, but you're turning your back on somebody who didn't want strings with you. They could have seduced you and then left you hanging there while they decided to go out and have a love child with a workplace affair, bumping heads, stealing people's intellectual property like a freaking iPhone, matchy. That's what they were doing. And now there's legal matters because their true colors are seen. They are not the queen bee. They are not even an apple from God's tree. They're going to the police station. Pop the question, I love you. We got a love, hate, spiritual gifts. They need spiritual gifts. The only way that they can get those spiritual gifts is to bump heads with somebody that is divine. Okay? They could be a secret twin flame. They want to keep these twin flames secret and trapped. It could be that these shady people are being blocked. They're not getting any closure. There's no closure for this thug. They've been doing reckless sex, using secret accounts, living in the moment. They've been playing. Yeah, bad news. We're closing this cycle. Shocking news. They're getting rejected, and they're all in their feelings, having heartbreak because we're going to have a family. And look, this sex-addicted Jezebel isn't happy because you're going to have a family. You're choosing family, and they're drinking to cope. But you're fed up with dealing with unemployed people, Jezebel, who just want to spend your money and F around. You are free from that. And they're losing sleep. They're doing love spells on you, trying to get you back. They're acting like a complete jackass. And you've shined a light on everything they've been doing, and now they're embarrassed. They're ashamed. Because they've been trapping you, keeping you in this freaking cycle. But your self-love has brought an end to this. an end to this fake busy, backstabbing POS. You got what you prayed for, a divine feminine. Yeah. Toxic lifestyle, drinking, romance. So people with a toxic lifestyle looking for romance, it's too late to get a GPS for that romance. So this is part of the karmic lesson, or you've learned your karmic lesson and you're ghosting this karmic who wants to sweet talk you and get their way. My way or the highway. They're under pressure, feeling like shit, getting readings done on you, or spying on other people's readings. This is a sex-addicted karmic that the divine masculine is saying goodbye to. The divine masculine is choosing family over wanton, just, frivolous, disease-ridden, reckless encounters. You have your proper mirror now. They're saying goodbye to this Jezebel. Or maybe you're just hoping that they'll say goodbye to the Jezebel. The Empress is hoping that divine masculine will say goodbye to this sex-addicted Jezebel. But, history hasn't shown too much favorability for that. It pretty much seems like, they always go to it. They can't stay away from it. I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out. This has been going on for centuries, though. This happened a long, long time ago. Nobody ever talks about it, or the people that actually lived there. The royal people that actually lived there. They never talk about them. You've been through a hellacious experience. You've got these freaking monsters out here. They got broken minds and they're obsessed by you. They think that you are the antidote. Like your Empress. See, they don't have the ability to manage temperance. So they can't manage themselves well, especially in your presence. If you're in your power, they're in a tower. Because you solved the puzzle. They've been doing this as a side hustle. Visiting the other side. They've been collecting. So they've been kind of coming up, bumping heads, like the iPhones, transferring this information, the genetic information from your temple, the housing spirit and soul, and your mind and your consciousness. They've been downloading all of your information with this intimate encounter and selling it to the other side. They've been downloading your information just like a freaking iPhone pairing with another iPhone. And they've been selling it to the other side. The creatures on the other side. You're in the moon energy. You're not hidden and you're not afraid. You're out here singing your soul song. And this is sex addiction. So you're singing your soul song, but you've got this sex-addicted animal out here. This is an intelligent animal. They've been coming up mating with men and women of royalty, and then they've been taking that information to the other side so that they can then work with that to F you up and lift themselves up with this genetic stuff. Genetic information harvested through frivolous casual sex. The Empress is here. She never gave up hope for this divine masculine. They're saying goodbye. She hopes they're going to say goodbye. to this Jezebel animal that's just a sex addict. They go out, you know, all day long, let's go have sex. They call her insatiable. Like she'll ball all of you, 50, the whole freaking football team, and she'll love it. No, we got suspicion. Suspicion. Ace of Pentacles, abundance, the hidden truth, ascending. You've ascended. You've got your crown here. We've got ice. There is some kind of creature that's really pissed off. You've got the Queen of Pentacles here. She could be providing security. They are committed. They are pledged and devoted. They are your mirror. We've got curse, mirror, and curse. Whoever was mirroring you is cursed. Mirroring back the curse. Anybody who tries to mirror you with cursing, it's going back on them. It's a commitment, a pledge that anybody mirroring you or putting anything on you, doing any mirror magic on you, is cursing themselves. We're turning the wheel on this. You're getting a dream come true because you're the queen bee. They were warned not to go into your house. It was a trap, and they went there anyway. They went there. They decided to treat you like a freaking animal that they could just harvest anytime they wanted. We got a 3 of Swords, a divorce for the mirror, and they having massive regrets. The midnight goblins coming in and munching on people. Giving them a dream lover or a masturbation dream, harvesting that energy, dressing up in it, mirroring people, messing with their lives, getting married for money. This Page of Pentacles wanted to manifest a financial opportunity, and they did. They got money problems, but it was successful. There's a fortune here. So we got married, and then there's a firestorm, karma, drama, endings, loss, mental breakdowns. Grief, pet cemetery. Like they might have married somebody who had financial like money, but they were an actual pet cemetery walking corpse or something. They're in a firestorm of karma. They went ahead and married one of these sex addicts from the other side for money. And they decided to go ahead and do a 5 of Swords upon people's sixth sense, their mind, their subconscious, creating fairy tales and illusions. It's a trickster thief. They married, yeah, and it was forbidden. It was forbidden. They're having a whole bunch of karma, a mental breakdown. They married a dead person that is animated through harvesting sexual energy off of these casual encounters as a side hustle. These are people from the other side living in a cloned body that has no rainbow chakra system, so they have to have sex and download the essence of a divine being and then sell it. It's a side hustle. They're prostitutes from the other side. They have sex addictions because they're addicted to your energy. They don't have it. They're actually, these men have been wandering around out there having sex with dead people from the other side. Somebody sang a song that about them. They were made of clay, and how like if they don't harvest energy, they actually start to decompose. They get those when an animal gets ran over on the street and it starts to decompose, it gets those little bugs in it and it starts to eat it. Yeah, well, they get that in their coochie and stuff, in the bad places, apparently, according to this song. So you got a Chariot here, Star. Rebirth for you. You got a victory. You are the apple, and you are reconciled with your family here. There will be an encounter in divine timing. We got memories. We got memories and face. Memories and face. What's this face? You're more beautiful than ever. Somebody has memories of you. You're more beautiful than ever. Scars are earned. Don't hide them. So after everything that you've been through, all of the horrible, torturous suffering that you have healed through, you've become more beautiful because of what has happened to you. The apple is reconciled. More beautiful now than ever. Yeah. So you got two-faced liars calling themselves friends, filming your lifetime story being handled by this giant animal, this genius, intelligent animal, calling itself a friend. They're lookalikes. They're your double. These are clones. These are the invasion of body snatchers. These are pod people, literally, that look just like you, but they're full of malice. They don't have the ability to feel love or empathy. And then they've been filming your lifetime story of struggle with these genetically modified, twisted creatures. So the fate of the cat, you could be a Leo, you could be a cat family. Sekhmet was mentioned the other day. They had bound the cats. I had a vision where I went into a house, but there was a false wall. And between the false wall and the real wall, it was full of old furniture and lots of cats. Like they had trapped the cats. The cats are back. This is Egyptian stuff. These guys cursed pharaohs and the cats, the family of cats. Here, they're under the water. You are royalty. You are from the Lyrans. The Lyrans. Yeah, they've been feeding on you for a long time, and now they're in shock because whatever they called up out of this book is coming after them. And yeah, their boat is not big enough for whatever is coming up out of that water, wanting to feed on them. These people are obsessed with you. Their minds are broken. They wanted to feed on you. They've been doing fertility experiments, trying to come up with the perfect twin. And they nearly are, except they can't love like you or feel like you or sing your soul song because they don't have your soul. So we've got taking off flight, being lifted off of the planet because their minds are broken. They're children of the night. These from the other side here harvesting sexual energy out of everybody, downloading their whole freaking system like an iPhone. And they're look, we've got warriors of love. They've been doing genetic experiments on you. They've been harvesting you. They've been doing all this mad scientist crap on you, trying to come up with a perfect twin just like you, except somebody that could actually unalive the supreme God. They wanted to use God's family, these apples, in genetic experiments to generate a twin, a perfect look-alike, except that it's full of malice rather than love. Egg on their face, whatever they've been working with, these devilish things in the water and all of that, it's coming right toward them, and we've got fire. We're going to set fire to the boogeyman. The boogeyman's going to be set on fire. Yep, they're going to be set on fire. This whole family of boogeymen are going to be set on fire. It could be happening in their dreams. Yeah, could be happening in their dreams. The neighbors know that this is a devil wearing a mask, a genius animal, an intelligent animal. So the neighbors know all about this person. Yep. 54 minutes. What else do we got? I pulled our new cards. So I'm just going to pull one of these real quick, I suppose. just to see where that goes. So Divine Masculine is giving up the sex-addicted, intelligent animals from the other side that are here downloading or uploading their organic, original organic temple information regarding spirit and soul. And then they take it to the other side. It's a side hustle of the other side to come here and sex everybody up and harvest that soul, spirit information, bump heads, and get all of your spiritual gifts and your intellectual property and take it back to the other side. While they genetically modify a perfect duplicate of you and then try to eliminate you, right? This is what they've been doing. The genetic experiments are being recycled. We've got nature. It could be Mother Nature is swallowing them up. Maybe they're going to be... It's their nature. Because it's their nature to feed on people. Balance in the reverse. So you have no fear. You're singing your soul song. And we've got a sex-addicted animal here that's out of balance. This is an animal. The Empress is here, never gave up hope for connecting with Divine Masculine. Or maybe they're hoping that Divine Masculine will finally say goodbye to this sex-addicted, intelligent animal who's been blaming her for everything. And now we got miss you. So, I don't know. She's hoping that he's saying goodbye. But, you know, it looks to me like he may have difficulty. You know, he's been sleeping with this sex-addicted animal for a long time. And from what I hear, that's what men need, is that. In that never-ending, you know, lust play or whatever. And, you know, they're easy. They're easy, man. They're easy. The actual men are easy for this female figure. Perfect body. They can make it look perfect, you know. And we got women over here. They got stretch marks and fupas. They've kicked out a few kids out of their vagina. And these men, they want that perfect body. That young sex addict, you know. They want it. They don't want to come home to the mother of their children, whose body has been stretched out and changed. These guys, they don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it. We got self-interest in the reverse. So that's where they're feeding. And this is where, so now they're suspicious because they can't feed on you anymore. They miss Divine Masculine because they said goodbye. And now they're blaming this Empress. They're like, you bitch. They can't feed on him anymore. And they think it's your fault, Empress. But, you know, for a long time, centuries, this is what they have desired, was this casual, you know, while they've been so cruel to the real woman. You got waterproof. You're protected. Something, there's ice. Something's there and it's real pissed off. You are that crown. The hidden truth. You have been ascended. You are that crown. Master, top level. Something is pissed off. They're not going to be cursing you. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here offering security. And your warrior is, or warriors are committed to you. These mirrors are cursed. Mirror cursed. Illusion. They curse themselves with an illusion. Your person is committed to you, devoted. Whoever was mirroring you, doing mirror magic, they have cursed themselves with that illusion. The Wheel of Fortune is here. The wheel is turned. You're getting a dream come true. You are the queen bee. You're the boss bitch. They were told not to go into the house of this heart bond. They came into this house, and then they decided to create havoc with the queen bee, and now they're screwed. They're screwed. They were doing mirror magic. They were casting themselves to be this queen bee empress who has the crown, and they were sex addicts that were harvesting sexual energy out of the divine masculine and then taking it to the other side so that they could continue in this harvesting and then copycatting. These pod people were replacing people with their near exact duplicate, trying to replace God's actual apples, their family of the family tree, with their genetically modified experiments, so that when God came, they could make war wearing your face and then have you convicted of being a terrorist against God. So freaking bad. Centuries. You have been here going through life and death cycles for centuries, while your person has been effing around with these intelligent animals from the other side. They couldn't tell that it was a mirror, that it was an illusion. So as far as I can tell, they kept choosing this one because they kept forcing crap through your mind, cursing your crown. But you sang your soul song without fear, and now this intelligent animal sex addict harvesting for energy from the divine masculine for the other side is out of balance. Midnight mischief. Midnight gremlins making mischief. They're having massive regrets now. They're getting cut out. They've been going in the midnight hour, harvesting energy off of people, mirroring them. And now the man or whoever it was that was working with them is having massive regrets. They're having massive regrets over the midnight hour gremlins going in and creating mischief in people's energy and lives and minds. We've got Paige. There's a Paige here who learned how to get money by marrying somebody who had it. And now they have earned themselves a whole bunch of karma because they're married to a dead person. They're married to somebody from the other side, a sex-addicted energy harvester from the other side who is an actual pet cemetery. They're an animal. They're a risen... Now, I don't know if they're an actual animal or if they're just a demon. Take it as it resonates. I don't know. But look, we've got Five of Swords, abusive relationships. They were doing upon your mind. They were abusing your intuition by casting illusions over your mind. They were doing the forbidden. They were doing magic over the mental body of high value people. They were committed to an empty nest. They were committed to you never having a child or developing a family. They wanted to consume you, to eat you, and it was forbidden. They were committed to eating the children of God, the apples, and they dressed up in the energy of it, and then they presented themselves as that. It's horrible what they've been doing. All right, so we've got the Chariot here for the star is victorious, and you're on your way. You are the apple, wearing the crown, hidden truth. You're here, you're royalty for some vast existence that is under the water. The Lyrans, because that's the lions. Yeah, yeah. So there's memories here of your scars, but they have made you more beautiful. We've got influence. The scars from all of this negative influence has actually made you more beautiful, because you can relate to these other people who had been suffering, you know, and not able to make it through it or make a sense of it. Now all of a sudden it makes sense and the truth is known. The night had been siphoning your luck, eating up your reward, a whole history of upheaval in your life. They're going to be made distant from the community, and they have to worry about their own survival. They're resisting this. You know, they were warned about it and they resisted the warning, and now they're in grief because God is delivering wrath. They were torturing the apples of God's tree, his family. They were doing genetic experiments on them, cloning them, trying to get an exact duplicate, but not one that is loving and beautiful like this empress, deserving of a crown, but somebody who looked just like her, but was a sex-addicted hoe bag who was full of black energy and malice. An intelligent animal here harvesting the all the data within the organic vessel, like an iPhone, going in and having sex. It's like every time they had sex with somebody, they were pairing with that phone or that communication device, which is what you are, transmitter, receiver, divine, an organic transmitter, receiver. You receive divine wisdom and you manifest it into the world. You're a communications device. And these people, these intelligent animals, have been coming up like you're a freaking iPhone, and they've been pairing with you, downloading all of your spirit and soul information, everything out of your waters and your mind, all of your intellectual properties received from the Most High. All right, well, you have grown exponentially through that negative influences. Through the negative influences, you have grown exponentially. You are the apple. You've brought all this information to light. And I'll tell you what, whoever this is going to be clearing the foundation of America right now. Whoever this is, the whole freaking territory is going to be cleansed and purified, because this person, this empress, and this divine masculine are together. They are reconciled in divine timing. There's going to be an encounter soon. And you've got these little nasty jacks out there trying to mess up with it, but they're going to perish. It's going to be bad. But I can hear this curator still discussing very happily with his buddies. I like this one. I like this one. So they're being very careful. They're waiting till the last minute to go and snatch their target, to grab an empress right as she's about ready to enter into her dream come true. We do have a trap here, and I'll read you this card. It says, I told you not to go into that house. So you've removed yourself from circumstances that feel wrong. They were told not to go into your house. They did, and now God is here with wrath. They cannot feed on people anymore. This is the end of their relationship with batteries. They can no longer come up and go and then download your whole life history, your Akashic records, tap into all your gifts. These people from the other side, they don't have access to clairs. The only way that they get it is by coming up and pairing with you in this intimate encounter, this relationship. You give them all your data and your semen so they can use it in their magic trick to bind you, keep you there for centuries. And it's what they have done, and it is now undone. This is a message that I have for you. I hope that it brings clarification to something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.